Hi, it's KCCK's Culture Crawl. I'm Dennis Green, and my guests today are from Summer of the Arts, in the midst of the beginnings of their season with a couple concert series, the movie series is happening, and of course, Iowa Arts Festival coming up. Lisa Barnes, Executive Director, is here. Lisa, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. And Eric Johnson, the Development Officer and sound guy, musician, programmer, all the stuff.
We all do a little bit of everything, but I really love working on the music side of what we do.
Before we start talking about Arts Fest, I know that we are off and running with Friday Night Concert Series. Your Rhythms at Riverfront Crossing,
Yep.
am I getting that right? And
Yep.
I think summer movies have started too.
Yes, yeah.
And right after Arts Fest, we'll be kicking off Music on the Move, our little series in the parks around Iowa City,
Yep.
too.
Brings the music to you all.
Yeah, exactly.
Arts Fest is the first of your big tentpole festivals.
Yes.
Coming up June 5th through the 7th. Now, for those who may not be familiar, because it's kind of disguised, because you hear Iowa Arts Festival and you understand that, and you know that there are a bunch of artists.
Yes.
But it's also a huge music festival. It's both.
Yeah, that's one of the fun things about the Arts Fest is, we'll have 112 fine artists, we'll have 12 emerging artists, all out on the streets in downtown Iowa City. But then we also have an amazing main stage. We have booths and family activities and entertainment on the Ped Mall Saturday and Sunday. So, yeah, we just kind of take over downtown Iowa City, and we'll have street entertainers here, there, and everywhere throughout the festival. And so it's a great opportunity to really enjoy downtown Iowa City.
I'm
We'll
really
have a beverage garden and food vendors, too.
Yep.
I'm really excited about the music, but let's start with the art. So
Yes.
you mentioned 112 artists.
Yes.
What's the process for evaluating and deciding who gets in? Because I'm
Yeah.
sure you just get hundreds and hundreds of
Yeah,
applications.
exactly. So it's a juried fine art show, and so people apply online. There's an online application process that many art fairs use. And then what happens is we select from our community different artists, gallery owners, that kind of thing, people who know about art teachers. And they go through and they evaluate each of the individual artists, rate them on a scale from 1 to 7, average out those scores, and then that determines who we're able to invite. So, yeah, it's a whole process, and we always end up with an extensive wait list, and sometimes the artist will apply for multiple shows, and depends on who they hear from first, so they may have to decline our show, so then we have to choose somebody else.
And I'm guessing it's a little bit of everything, painting, sculpture.
Lots of painting this year.
Oh,
we
really?
had actually a fourth of our applicants were in the painting category, which is absolutely crazy. Usually mixed media, photography, jewelry, and painting are the largest categories. But then we also have fiber, we have drawing, we have digital, we have ceramics and clay, we have wood, printmaking. So there are a lot of different mediums, and we always try to make sure when we're assigning booths that we're mixing things up. So you're not going to have all the painters together. You're going to come across something new as you're walking the streets of downtown Iowa City.
Tell me about the emerging artists.
So the emerging artists is open to students or non-students aged 16 to 25. And we've changed this the past few years to open it up a little bit because we know not everybody goes to college, but they are pursuing a career in art. And it's somewhat similar, not quite as formal, but I think we had like 25 people apply this year and we could only take 12. And so we felt really bad that there were some artists that we weren't able to accommodate, but they're amazingly talented. And it's surprising to me how many of these young people go on and quite often actually become part of the art fair. We have Allison McLean, who does drawing and writes children's books, and she is somebody who started out as an emerging artist, and she's been participating in the art fair for several years now as a regular artist. So it's kind of helping them develop, this is what you need to know to participate in an art fair, and giving them that educational process.
Oh, yeah, because you may, if you're 18 or 19 or even 23 or
Yeah.
24, you just may not have a sense of, okay,
How do I do this?
What's my artist statement?
Yeah.
How do I describe it? How do I take nice pictures of what I
Yes.
have so that it shows off what I do in
Yep.
the best possible light?
And how do I talk to the customer, too? I think that's a big part of it as well.
I have to say the emerging artists is always my favorite part of the art fair.
Yeah.
Always.
It's fun.
Well, that's not quite true because I know you're excited about the music.
Oh, that's true. But I mean, of the art fair specifically.
sure.
But yeah.
And speaking of music, we've got a big one. It's always a big one. The headliner is always a treat, but this year, even more so.
It's pretty special.
It's really varied. It's really, 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 really varied. Although it's almost like each night has a theme. Because Friday night is in some ways kind of our alternative rock night, headlined by Ribbon Skirt, an indigenous band from Canada, but with their two openers, Anthony Warden and the Illiterati. Anthony Warden and the Illiterati, that's a mouthful, but they are a great, great local band. Anthony put out a fantastic album last year. He's a great local songwriter, has been working at it for a long time. And then new to the festival opening for Anthony is Dearborn, a local band that's kind of a dreamy pop band.
And then Saturday, we kind of go all over the place. We kick things off at 12 o'clock noon with the Iowa City Community Band. That's kind of their regular spot. There's usually about 60 people in the group, and they do traditional marching band type things.
And I think the Saturday theme actually from there on, though, is actually blues in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
Because then you've got the fabulous True Tones, Jim Dryer's blues trio. And then they're followed up by Hard Luck and the Troubles, which play kind of bluesy Americana. And then we've got Blaine Bailey, Red Dirt country artist from Tahlequah, Oklahoma, another indigenous artist who started out as kind of a Stevie Ray Vaughan style guitar player, and you still see that show up in the way he plays. Fantastic musician. And then we've got some New Orleans with the Dirty Dozen Brass Band.
Oh, so excited. It's been a while since we've had the Dirty Dozen Brass Band.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're very excited about that. We were working on something else and it wasn't coming together, and then this opportunity came up to bring them in, so we're really excited to have them.
It's just going to be a joyous night.
That's one of those bands that will go on forever.
Yeah.
Because I think there's still some original members left, but of course, you bring in people as time goes by, and they just keep the whole thing going.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're keeping the whole tradition alive and bringing new stuff into it too.
And then Sunday's kind of our local day.
Local, kind of acoustic, kind of bluegrass, kicking things off with the Burlington Street Bluegrass Band, followed by Simon Kropp from Decorah, who's a fantastic acoustic songwriter. I actually saw him probably a couple months ago. He played with some folks at the Black Angel, sitting in on pedal steel guitar. And he got up between songs and did his original material, and I was just knocked out. He's a great performer. And then
wrapping things up at 3 o'clock on Sunday, we have the Awful Purdies, who are celebrating 20 years as a band.
That is,
I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah,
I know.
And they're celebrating 20 years by putting out 20 songs this year, too.
Yeah, which is really cool. So, yeah, I think we've got an absolutely amazing main stage lineup, and that does kick off at 6 o'clock on Friday, although the art fair opens at 5 o'clock. That's when Beverage Garden opens, food vendors, everything else starts at 5 o'clock on Friday. And then Saturday, the art fair starts at 10 o'clock. Same Sunday, 10 o'clock. And then, like I said, main stage starts at noon both those days.
The Iowa Arts Festival, June 5th through the 7th in downtown Iowa City, like Lisa says, just pretty much taking over the whole downtown.
Yep.
That's right.
It is a different layout. People are going to notice that. So if you're coming to the festival and you're trying to figure out where to park, Tower Ramp on Iowa and Gilbert is a good option. Dubuque Street Ramp outside of the Graduate Hotel is another option. The Chauncey Ramp off of Gilbert Street. There's plenty of ramps available around downtown, so there are opportunities for people to park. But we've shifted. We'd been up around Old Capitol Mall, and now we're back on Iowa Avenue down to Lynn Street. So it is a little bit different as far as the street closings.
And I also like on your website, you've also got an easy way to click and get a hotel room if you're coming out of town. Or if you just want to park once and hang for the whole weekend. People can find that information, the full lineup, and of course all of your other festivals, because you have multiple events every week during the summer at your website, which is
summerofthearts.org.
Well, thanks so much for being with me today. Come back in a couple of weeks, and it's going to be time to talk Iowa City Jazz Festival.
Thank you so
Can't
much.
wait.
You can hear the Culture Crawl live on the radio most weekdays at 10:30, on demand at kcck.org/culture, or subscribe using your favorite podcast player. Watch our videos on the KCCK Facebook and YouTube channels. Our producer is Lydia Kilgore. The Culture Crawl theme is composed by Vivian Shanley. I'm Dennis Green, and I'll talk to you later.